What's going on, everyone? Katelyn Macias here. I was on top of the table because my camera is too far and I don't reach just putting my hand out like that. So that explains that. Today we are going to talk about what happened when I posted on Instagram every day for a month, and I'm also going to give you some tips and tricks to grow your social media following and your presence on social media. But first we're going to roll that intro and get right into it. Okay, so first, before I share the results, there are a few things that I should tell you guys. One, you're not going to get the same results I did if you just post pictures. You have to do everything that I did. You can't just post every day and be like, oh, I'm gonna get more followers. They have to be good pictures, they have to be good content, and your captions have to be good. You have to use hashtags. Those are all things we're gonna talk about. Those are all things that are later on in the video that you need to watch and understand and implement in order to get the same results I did. Second thing I'm gonna tell you guys is a lot of these other videos on like how to grow your social media following, I've noticed they're bigger accounts, people with 10,000 followers, 1 million followers, 100,000 followers, and I'm like, bro, Instagram favors you guys. Of course you're getting all this growth on social media because you've already gotten there. You're already at 100,000 followers. So obviously all of your content is going to be easy to see on social media, and Instagram is really going to push that content because it's getting a lot of views and comments. So what do you do if you're a small Instagram account and you don't have a lot of followers and you watch these videos? You usually end up getting discouraged. So you're like, bro, you already have a ton of followers. How can I relate to you? So guys, I grew this Instagram account out of 5 followers. And in a month, I was able to get to over 100 followers. So today we're going to look at the exact numbers and how I was able to do that and how I was able to grow my Instagram account in just a month. And yeah, I went from 5 followers to 105, I think it was. So this video is in how to get 1,000 followers in a month, but that's also not reality. Those Instagram videos that you see that do say like get 1,000 followers in a month, those are the Instagram accounts that already have 10,000 followers. So if you're a bigger Instagram account, like 10,000 followers or something, well, getting 1,000 followers is 10% of their following. If you're an Instagram account with 0 followers and you reach 100, well, it's kind of the same scale. You get your Instagram account with 10,000 followers and you get 100 followers in a month. It's terrible. But if you're an Instagram account with 0 followers or 10 followers and you get 100 followers in a month, that's awesome. Or even if you're at 200 or 300 followers, that's still considered a relatively small Instagram account. So that's what this video is for if you have a small presence on social media and you want a realistic expectation, realistic milestone to hit. So pull up the numbers. So this is a screenshot of my analytics. So as you can see, I'm currently at 106 followers. So in the last 30 days, I got 74 follows. But if you're posting every day, some people are gonna start unfollowing you because they might have followed you because you posted one thing that they liked and they're like, oh, I'll follow this person. And you start posting every day and they're like, all right, I don't wanna follow this person anymore. So just expect this, that if you do start posting every day for a month, you are going to get some unfollows. But as you can see, it's not going to outweigh the number of people that do follow you, unless your content is just bad, but we'll get into that later. So overall, I gained 47 followers. Now I will say that I grew this account from 5 followers, but before I started posting every day, I had already kind of been posting like a couple times a week. So I can't remember the exact number, but I think I was already around like 20, 30 followers, something like that. So on average, I averaged over 1 follow a day. I know people don't come in like halves or whatever, but I averaged 1.5 follows a day. In addition to this, I was posting on my story. I've even posted like a few reels, things like that. So there are other things that contributed to this. I wasn't strictly just posting on my feed. Okay, so how was I able to manage 1.5 follows a day? And sometimes, like I said, I would average 2 or 3 follows, but then later on they unfollowed me because they were like, oh, she posts too much. But you know what? I don't care. So first thing I'm gonna talk about is hashtags, because especially if you're a new account with not a lot of followers, Instagram isn't just gonna be like, oh, this person with 10 followers posted something. Yeah, let me just throw up their posts on other people's feeds and on the explore page. No, Instagram does that with bigger accounts, which is why it's easy for them to just get more and more and more followers. once you reach like probably 500 followers or something like that, it kind of just snowballs and you just keep growing from there. Same with like YouTube, same with any big social media platform. Once you reach a certain milestone, you just start getting rapid growth. The hard part is getting there. So the first thing to get there is hashtags, because this is how people are gonna find your content, especially if somebody follows a specific hashtag. Like I follow photography IG, hashtag photography IG. So anyone who posts and they hashtag photography IG, I will see most of those posts. So hashtags, very important to use. I think Instagram allows up to 30, use all 30, but they have to be relevant and they're going to change with what you post. Because I post a picture of a sunset, I'm not gonna wanna say hashtag videographer, you know, or if I post a picture of a sunset, I'm not gonna wanna say hashtag wildlife photography, I'm gonna say hashtag sunset and whatever. Also, a question I'm asked a lot is photo, video, should you only stick to one, should you do a mixture? I think it's okay to do a mixture of both. It mixes it up. If you're going for a certain feed even, or a certain look, like a travel look, you can still do videos staying consistent to your feed and your theme. Just edit the video and the color grading to the theme of your account. All right guys, so before I go on this whole rant about hashtags, I'm literally just gonna give you some very popular and effective hashtags that have worked for me. So grab some paper, pencil, grab your phone, some notes, whatever, write them down. I literally have a note on my phone called IG hashtags, and it's just a whole bunch of hashtags that I want to use for my posts. So the first one, which I feel is pretty self-explanatory, is hashtag photography. I know, super crazy. You guys probably never would have thought of it, right? Or if it's a video, do you like hashtag videography or hashtag film, whatever. But another one, hashtag the camera you're using. So I always hashtag Canon 90D. So always hashtag the camera you are using. Another good hashtag is photographer. I know, another one that you guys probably never would have thought of, right? Hashtag InstaGood, and I'll have the spellings come up on the screen. InstaGood, hashtag photo of the day, hashtag just go shoot, hashtag photography IG, hashtag ShareGrid. Now, ShareGrid has been one of my biggest ways of growing. They will repost if it's consistent to what they like and their content and their page. They will repost you on their story. ShareGrid has literally reposted probably about 15 of my posts, and that is about 15 more than any other account has ever shouted me out on. So if you're a small Instagram account, and this is when I had like 15 followers, like they don't care if you're big, small, they will repost your stuff, and I got literally tons of follows from them. So go follow ShareGrid, hashtag them, tag them in your posts, which tagging people is going to be later on. Seriously, ShareGrid works, super effective, great Instagram account. I'm not sponsored by them. I don't even know that's a thing. Can you be sponsored by an Instagram account? I don't know. But I'm not sponsored by them or anything. They've been a really great effective tool to grow my Instagram, so I'm sharing it with you guys now. So those are some really good hashtags to use, and then along with hashtags is tagging people. So again, tag accounts like ShareGrid, tag accounts that repost stuff for free. Do not pay for reposts or shout outs. Let me tell you why. A lot of those accounts that say, oh, pay us $10 and we'll shout you out, you're like, okay, bet, I see they have 10,000 followers. Why not, right? Go to their pictures. A lot of their pictures have 10 likes, 15 likes. A lot of their pictures even have, 50 or 100 likes. So they have a lot of followers, but those followers are probably bots, or they were bought by a, fake account and things like that. They don't have 100,000 active, engaged followers. I think the only time that might be worth it is if you go and they actually have like a couple thousand likes or views on their stuff and lots of comments, and they actually do have engaged followers, but literally 99.99999999999% of the time, those accounts are just taking your money and they are not going to give you anything for it. So do not do that. Find accounts like ShareGrid that repost your stuff for free. There's plenty of them out there, and they're way more effective than those who make you pay. So other than that, tag brands like Canon. I've tagged Canon in a few of my posts, and none of them have been reposted yet, but it's fine. You never know. If you tag Nikon or National Geographic or Canon, for example, you never know when they're gonna come across your post and be like, oh, we like this, like we'll repost it, and then you're just scrolling through Instagram one day and you're like, oh my gosh, that's my post. Canon reposted it. What the heck? I feel like I made it. I feel like yeah, you get the point. So tag accounts, even if they're big. GoPro, I've tagged GoPro. Things still haven't been reposted by them, but I'm gonna keep doing it. So just tag accounts, because again, you never know when they're gonna see it reposted. Next, we're moving on to your comments. So when you post something, Somebody can like the picture and not like the picture. I see why that's confusing. Someone can see the photo and like what they see, but not like double tap like the picture. Why? Because your comment wasn't engaging. If you just put a comment as just a bunch of hashtags, or your comment is like beautiful sunset, or your comment is like decided to take some photos to, no one cares. People want a connection on social media. People want to be able to relate to you on social media. They want to be able to feel like they know you. They want to be able to like someone. A lot of times people follow you because, yeah, you post good pictures and your content, but they like you as a person. They like your comments and your captions, and you're funny to them, or you're interesting, or you give advice and you give good tips. So make engaging comments. For example, just looking at some of my comments, sometimes I try to give advice and tips. For example, I took some photos for an event and I posted them, and I said, when you're photographing an event, don't only get the main parts, get detailed shots, get shots of the staff, take pictures with decorations, take off-guard pictures, etc. There's so many emotions at events and parties, so capturing these secret moments is very important, and making sure the entire event was properly photographed. I know from experience that when you hand a client a picture they weren't expecting of people laughing or decorations or the volunteers, they're very, very happy because they see that you captured everything the event had to offer. And then I made a little joke after and I said, well folks, that's all I have for now to take better event photos. So thank you for listening. And then I put parentheses, reading, question mark, have a great day. So people like to see that and they read that. And fun fact, when you have longer captions and somebody sits there and they read all that and they take the time to read it, and they look through all the pictures, the little carousel feature, which definitely utilize that feature. The longer somebody spends on your Instagram post, the more that Instagram will promote that post, because Instagram wants people to stay on the app for longer. So if someone is just scrolling through and they just, see your photo, double tap like, keep scrolling, Instagram's gonna be like, well, that post did nothing for us. But if you have a long caption or a video, which is why videos are very useful, and somebody's on your post for a minute or 30 seconds, Instagram's like, that post is getting people to stay on our app for a long time. Let's promote that. Let's put it on the Explore page or send it to people following these hashtags or whatever it might be. So longer captions, good captions are very, very important. Don't just put boring captions that no one is gonna have any connection to. In addition to giving tips or advice, I also try to share my personal experiences or my personal feelings or whatever it might be. So for example, when I reached 100 followers, and this is kind of another tip, make sure you celebrate the small wins. So when I reached 100 followers, I posted on my Instagram 100 followers, and I said thank you to everyone who supported me so far. I cannot be here without every single one of you. Many of you may be wondering, it's just 100 followers. It's not that big of a deal. But 3 weeks ago, I had 23 followers, which means on average, about 3 of you followed me every day. Every day I reached 3 people and they liked my content enough to follow me. 100 followers isn't where we're stopping, but it's our first milestone together, and I want to celebrate that. So thank you for the likes, comments, and follows, but an even bigger thank you for being by my side as I continue to grow. You guys are the best. So I simply thanked everyone for joining me on this journey, and I celebrated that small win with everyone. I made people feel appreciated. I made people feel like they're on this journey with me and like we're friends, and like we have this connection through Instagram and through social media. I posted a sunset photo with some birds flying through, and I said, I wish I can say I meant to capture the birds flying over the ocean, but truth is I was just trying to photograph the sunset and got lucky. So sometimes I include jokes, things like that. So just make sure your captions aren't boring. Make sure you put effort into them. Put yourself in the viewer's shoes. If you come across this post, are you going to want to just read a caption that says, took a cool photo today? Or are you going to want to read a caption that forms a connection with you, resonates with you, relates to you, makes you laugh, makes you smile? So just try to be on the flip side of the screen. Put yourself in the shoes of the viewer. Maybe look at your own phone, be like, well, what do I like looking at? Who are the type of people that I follow? And then go from there. Okay, so far we have good hashtags, relevant hashtags, good captions. Now, what time do you post? Me personally, I found it very, very effective to post between 10:30 a.m. to about 1 p.m. Anything after that, people are usually busy, hanging out with their friends. Anything before that, people are sleeping or at work. Some people are like, oh, well, what if you post at like 8 o'clock at night? Everybody's home from work, they've probably already showered, they're relaxing, probably on their phone, right? That's when people are watching movies or spending time with their family. So why is like 10:30 to 12 the best time? Well, one, lunch break. If you're at work and you go on your lunch break, most people check their phone. 10:30 in the morning, it's usually when people who don't work wake up. So first thing you do when you wake up is check your phone. Or usually they wake up at like 11ish, 11:30. So again, your Instagram post is still relatively fresh. So for those people just waking up that don't work, they'll also be checking their phone and going on Instagram. So earlier in the mornings, like 10:30 to 1 p.m. are the best times to post on Instagram. At least it's been effective for me, but also makes the most sense. So try posting around those times. Now, something else that I hear a lot of people say is, one, you have to choose a theme, like a color scheme, and stick to it. I don't agree with that. I think you can change it. So for example, I did 9 posts with like an orangish tint and highlight, very orange colors. Then I switched over into like whites and brights and stuff like that. And now I have 2 pictures that are kind of dark and contrasty. So I think as long as you have 9 or 6, or even just 3, but 3 kind of looks weird. That way it's like even rows of the same theme or color. I think you can change it up as much as you want, because it looks, if somebody goes on your Instagram, it's still gonna look nice because they'll see, oh, here's an orange cluster, here's a white cluster, here's a dark contrasty cluster, here's the black and white cluster. So I think it'll still look really nice and give your viewers a lot of variety. Give your viewers a lot of variety. Now I can't say it again. Variety. My first language was Spanish, so I feel like I should get a pass for this. Anyways, get your viewers different things to look at. They won't get bored. They won't be like, oh, she posts the same things or he posts the same things if you're a guy watching this. So I think it's good. I think you can mix it up. I don't think you have to be confined to one color scheme, but that's just me. Maybe other people will argue with me, but yeah, that's just my personal opinion. One last tip that I have for you guys, I recommend, unless you're like a cooking account on Instagram or something like that, I highly recommend posting pictures of yourself in your element. So for example, I'm a photographer, I post pictures of me taking photos or pictures of me with my camera. If you're a basketball player, have pictures of you shooting and dribbling and all that great stuff, because people also want to see your face. If you give your Instagram profile a face, a personality, a person behind it, they're more likely to follow it and feel connected to you. So highly recommend posting some pictures of yourself. Doesn't have to be every photo, doesn't have to be every other photo, but just once in a while, let the person know, like, hey, this is a real person posting these pictures, and I want to I want to build a connection with you guys. That is basically the bulk, the meat of the tips I have for you guys, but some additional tips. Promote your social media on other platforms like Snapchat, your friends and family. Tell them to give you a shout out, things like that. Tell all your friends and family to follow you and like your stuff, all that good stuff. Make a link tree. Get your Instagram out there as much as possible. And really, if you get anything from this video at all, it's that people go on social media because they want to build a connection with you or they want to laugh. So try to do one of those or both. No one is gonna follow an account because there's a cool sunset photo that they saw. There's plenty of other accounts that have sunset photos, and that person also makes that viewer laugh, or that person can also make the viewer feel connected to them, or they offer that person advice, but you have to have something to offer besides a photo. If you liked this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.